one. So, hello and welcome everyone to the Catenaccio Podcast. Now we're at episode 8. And it was the last match day of the first half of Serie A. A lot of things have happened, and we're going to talk about them. So before we move on and do anything which has to do with this episode, I'd like to thank everyone who watched the last episode. It was an absolute success. I think we had around 130 downloads, which was an absolute record for us. So thank you a lot. It probably means that someone is liking this content, and we're really, really happy that soon we're going to be live on Twitch and you're going to actually be able to see us. So before we move on and start with the podcast, we got to thank Radio Rossonera for the opportunity to make this podcast and to be on their platform. But most of all, we got to thank the wonderful people who are here with me making this podcast. So, in this order, what's up, Emiliano?
Hello, everyone. Happy that you're back listening. Let's have a good episode.
Nah, let's not. Okay, Jonathan, back to you. What's up, bro?
I hope we can deliver another banger today, guys.
Okay, that's his motto in life. And then Luca.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening, and welcome back.
Everyone's kind of shy today. And then last but not least, our guest for today, Riccardo Sampietro, who is a Juve fan. So we've brought a wolf to the sheep pack, you could say. But what's up, Sampi?
Hi, guys. Hello to everyone listening. It's a pleasure to be here. I was looking forward to this moment, and I'm happy to talk about the Serie A football and with some good old friends. And I'm a Juve fan, but I hope you can.
Don't hold it against him. Sampi's bio is quite interesting. So he was the next talent of Italian football. He was in Italy's under 8s, and then he had a classic injury.
Knee injury, left knee.
Left knee injury, which stopped his career right at the roots of it. And he apparently said that he was a great fan of a Catenaccio podcast and grew up listening to us. So it's a pleasure to have a fan with us.
Yes,
so we cursed his knee. We cursed his knees.
We cursed his knees. We cursed his knees. Yeah. All right. Moving on to match day 19, guys. What a match day. So we finally closed this first half of Serie A. I think it's probably one of the most open and most fun Serie A's in a while. Sampi will know this. He's probably gotten bored of winning it, so he's probably glad that finally there's a bit of competition up there. But the results were quite interesting this week, and I think were quite decisive for a lot of reasons. So just quickly going through results. Actually, before I go through results, let me just say this. This is how the podcast will work as usual. So I'm going to go through results. We're going to have a little discussion on each result. We're going to have a bit of a discussion on what's going on. Then we're going to look at the bigger games. We've selected 3, but not just those. Amy's going to give us a bit of a comment on the table and what's going on there. We're going to look at the team of the week, and then we're going to move on to predictions. And we'll probably have some discussions. But if you want to leave us a comment on Spreaker, where you'll find us, it will be an absolute pleasure, and we'll read them out next time. All right, let's go. Let's go quickly to Benevento Torino. 2-2 draw. First one for Nicola in charge of Torino. They called this game the Night of the Living Dead because of a brace by Zaza and a goal by Lapadula. Actually, Zaza scored 3 because one of them was cancelled out. Bit of controversy.
This is the year of the bad Serie A strikers. Destro and Zaza coming back to score.
Yeah.
No idea what's happening.
Yeah, it's incredible. As I said, Night of the Living Dead. I don't think I would have if someone put a gun to my head and said, "Give me the most outrageous prediction you could have done." I would have never said a brace by Zaza and a goal by Lapadula.
I would have said Brignoli ties it 2-2 at the end.
Oh God. Painful.
Good memories.
He's actually at Empoli now. I was opening the Panini stickers and I found him, and I got really angry and threw him away. By
the way, Arda is 20 years old and opening Panini stickers.
For anyone who's listening, I am 20 years old, and my dad today has bought me about 30 to 40 packets of Panini stickers, and I opened every single one today and stuck them away. A bit of controversy in this game about Gleek. He scored against his old team and celebrated, even though he was an ex-Turin captain. So that sparked a bit of controversy. Then, moving on, Roma is right now a melting pot. Apparently, there was a big fist fight after the same game, which was Roma Spezia, but in...
That was an interesting game, especially after the Coppa Italia result. So
So I would like to remind everyone in the cup, it was Spezia that won, and not only did they win, apparently 4-2, but officially they won 3-0 because Roma had a bit of a shit show, or like organizational shit show, and they got 6 subs on when clearly you can only have 5. So they lost that by official rules.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened is they fired the team manager who was in charge of it. The team manager was like buddy with all the players because he helped them settle in and whatever. So they were all protesting and they refused to go train because they fired him. And Dzeko was apparently leading this, so he's now getting the bench, the tribuna treatment, as we say.
Okay, well, I don't want to be that guy, but you know, if you're one of your only jobs is to make sure that you can count your fingers, the amount of subs, and you send in 6.
No, I don't blame him. I think he's a war veteran and he only has one hand, so after 5 he got blocked. Okay, that was politically incorrect. I apologize.
We'd like to apologize to all war veterans. You can't see us now, but we're saluting you. And
I think he didn't call up Paulo Lopez as well because Paulo Lopez was really sad about it. Dzeko, Mkhitaryan.
Ricky?
I think that in the Coppa Italia match, the 6th substitution, that was all a consequence of the 2 red cards in like
that could be it.
episodes there were quite important.
This game, I think Pedro, Mkhitaryan, Dzeko were all not called up. I think other couple players were probably relevant ones, but those are the big ones that weren't called up. So the team was really tested. I thought it was going to be a bit of a protest match by the players, but it was weird. Apart from the fact that it was a game full of mistakes by both teams, where Paulo Lopez really showed why he's on the bench instead of a 37-year-old Mirante. Interestingly enough, I'd like everyone who's listening to this now, go look up Mirante, like imagine his face, or go look up his picture, and then look up his age. Emiliano found out this for us. He looks about 27. He's actually 37. It's incredible how that guy doesn't age. Anyway, for free, Pellegrini was the true leader of the Roma team with the final goal and take off his shirt. Really important gesture, I think, at the end. I think you guys probably saw it, where at the end of the game, the players are on the pitch, really, really felt the win, and they were like hugging and everything. It was like they won the Champions League. And
if they lost, this would have gone on tilt, man. I was wondering, why did they have to win? Why did they have to win? I was so heartbroken
on the first goal with the assist to Borja Mayoral.
Borja Mayoral stepping up. That was quite a good note. Borja Mayoral
He cost them Coppa Italia on Wednesday and saved them this weekend. So
look, instead of getting Mayoral, we got Murici. So I hope Mayoral flops. It breaks my heart.
Murici, well, ex Fenerbahce.
Murici played really well this week, though. He's showing signs. And in Coppa Italia, I think he's 2021 is the year of the GOAT.
He's showing warning signs. Please tell me.
Anyway, I found it really interesting because I thought for a second that I was like, how are these players celebrating so much when there's like such a big protest? For a second, I thought there might be like 2 factions and everything. So it's a real melting pot. And if Dzeko goes away, apparently there's a lot of options of him going to Inter or Juve. Well, I mentioned them now, but I'll ask both of them very quickly. Would you just literally quick fire? Ricky, would you take Dzeko at Juve? Yes or no?
No, because we have Morata now, and we're looking for a young striker. So also keeping in mind the amount of money that Dzeko would ask. He's asking for an important sum. So I don't think, since we got Morata, we're looking for someone young that can be a better substitute.
Have you ever heard of Simone Colombo?
Is that
I will personally bring him with my scooter. I think you can keep him. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I meant Lorenzo. Sorry about that. Wow.
He's going to Cremonese.
Yeah, he's going to Cremonese. Yeah. And then Amy, yes or no, Dzeko?
No, I didn't want him 2 years back. I don't want him now.
Jeez, Amy being a bit of a.
You said straight to the point. I got straight to the point.
All right, let's get straight to the point of if we got to be a pessimist. Well, Udinese Inter. Amy, would you like to talk us through the game and what it means for Inter season?
I love how the whole game was, let's say, surrounded by controversy there in the end, with our manager going a bit crazy, Oriali going even more crazy at the end there. in my opinion,
Oriani,
ref-
not Oriani, everyone. Just making sure.
I think the ref wasn't the difference between us losing and drawing. I think we didn't play the game we should have played. We waited too long. It reminded me of the Shakhtar games. It gave me kind of PTSD there. But yeah, I don't think there should have been or might have been a red card there in the first half. But I don't think you can use that.
Yeah.
I don't think you can use that as an excuse. If you're Inter, you go to Udine, you have to win. There's nothing you can say.
I gotta say this though, I was really pissed off at one. Obviously I'm happy that Inter drew because as a Milan fan, but I had this feeling a bit like the Shakhtar game as well. I think someone in an interview said it. One of the Udinese players that they are very happy with a draw, and it kind of makes me feel like, oh, what kind of team are you? What kind of football team are you that you go out there for a draw? That really.
Udinese against Inter, I can't blame them.
Yeah,
bro.
but no,
It's a big result.
I don't like that. I personally don't like. I don't like when teams go out for a draw.
Mhm.
It pisses me off. I don't. Maybe
I agree. I understand what you're saying, but I think that I don't know if they were going and playing for a draw. I think they're satisfied with a draw.
Well,
I think that's
the Shakhtar guys,
they
were. The Shakhtar
They
guys.
were playing for a draw.
Okay, well, they were playing for a draw.
Udinese was wasting time at the third minute. So they were definitely
Classic.
their intentions were clear from the third minute.
That's how they play. Udinese is one of the dirtiest teams in the league.
To be honest,
Guys-
I can't blame them.
Can we have a special mention for Musso's save on Lautaro Martinez?
Yeah,
That-
incredible.
Because
Great save.
I had Lautaro in my Fantacalcio fantasy football team, and I couldn't explain that. Musso there was phenomenal. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You should come to Lazio.
Amy, do you think Lautaro needs to get better in front of goal, or he seems to create a lot of chances but doesn't actually score that much?
Lautaro, he isn't clinical enough, in my opinion. Like if you get 2 chances per game, at least one you need to get it in the goal. At least one.
Gianluca, you should have at Gianluca Lapadula, man. I've been watching Benevento so much this year. The guy is a missing machine. Fucking hell. Sorry for that. Amy, I have a question for you. Isn't it, which kind of relates to Riki as well, so I'll ask kind of both. But okay, so you went from one team in black and white to another team in black and white, and against one, you absolutely thrashed them to bits. For some reason, by coincidence, Ricky decided to show up this episode on our last one. But I just find it
This
incredible.
match day has been very, very good for me, actually.
Yeah, for you, for you and Jonathan. You guys can't see them, but for him and Jonathan, they're so happy. They're all jolly.
I've been jolly since weeks now. Since we sent Roma to the gulag, I've been jolly, bro.
Anyway, what I wanted to ask you is this: it's a 2-part question. So, was the Juve match for real Inter? Was it just a fluke, or vice versa? And then the second one is this, more to Ricky. So I'd like to ask you this, and then Ricky, did you guys lose against Inter, or did Inter win against you guys? And then first Amy, and then I'll hear from Ricky.
I just want to say, I think I said it also in last week's episode, that Juve made a mistake, Pirlo especially, trying to go head-to-head with us. To beat us, you need to play a very defensive game, not give us many chances, not give us space, because we have Hakimi on the right. If you give him a bit of space, he's gone. Lukaku, if you leave him one-on-one with a defender, he's gone. And instead, Juve tried to play our game. They really favored how we played. So I think we aren't either the first Inter or the second Inter. We're a weird mix of both, let's say.
What about you, Ricky?
Yeah, I'm going to answer to your question and then finish it by connecting to the next match, because I
thought
had...
you were about to say, I'm going to answer your question in the form of Dan. So I was like, oh, I can see it in the form.
No, okay. If we want to go back to Inter Juve, I think that in that case, Inter played a very good match. But I don't think that Juve, from what I saw, we just didn't show up like, let's say, Roma in the derby in the first half. I just think that Inter were better than us. That's it. I don't see that our team made a terrible performance. Just Inter that played really well. And like also if we see, for example, the second goal with Frabotta that didn't manage to, close the space. Then obviously Inter could have seriously gone like 3-0 or 4-0 up. But, I don't think that we were so too bad. Like,
You weren't that
within
inferior.
And I want to connect this with the next match of AC Milan.
Whoa,
versus
who's this guy taking over?
No, wait. Because from your point of view, Luca and Ale, obviously, I was thinking Milan-Atalanta, was it a Inter Juve 2.0?
Can I go first? I for a fact of this guy, boom, a shebang comes in. Hey, what you guys think? Hi, this is the Catenaccio Podcast. I'm Ricky. I'm your
This
host.
man took your job.
This guy, bro. Okay. Now I'd like to answer first. I gotta say something. I think Atalanta, when you let Atalanta play their game, I think I heard this before recently. When you let Atalanta play their real game, honestly, I don't see a lot of teams in the whole of Europe managing to stop them. They beat champions Liverpool. They thrashed a lot of really good Serie A teams in a while. Last year, we were about to see them go to the semifinals of the Champions League by a minute. They didn't make it because the PSG scored. I think when they get their game on, they are incredible. They are unstoppable. I've got to say, though, Milan, and I know probably Luca's going to say this as well, Milan focuses especially its attack game on one player a lot, and it is Çalhanoğlu. I think Milan builds up a lot with a ball on the floor, a lot of passing, not a lot of big, long balls up in the air. For some reason, we decided to play this game where we had Mete as a second tower up there, where the ball would have gone high, Mete should have headed it to Ibra, and Ibra should have done something. I'm not going to say it's an excuse. I think Atalanta outplayed us, well done to them. But I think, as I said, when they're on their game, they're unbeatable. At the same time, I think I haven't seen Milan once this year with its full weapons on its side. What's up, Luca? What do you think?
Well, if I can answer Ricky's question, I think Juve-Inter, I also discussed it, Inter-Juve, I discussed it the other day. I think it was more of Conte outclassing Pirlo tactically. I saw that Juve was struggling to build up play from the back. You would often see either Chiellini or Bonucci looking for options and having to dish it out wide and then getting closed down right away. So I feel like Juve really just struggled building up play, and Conte set up the match really well. When instead I look at our game against Atalanta, I have to be honest, it's been a long time since I saw us get dominated mentally, tactically, physically. Honestly, it wasn't a match. From the first minute, first minute we played well, but then from the 5th minute onwards, I didn't expect us to score, to win. I didn't think we had a single chance.
We played well until the ref started the game.
Yeah, pretty much. No, but I was really impressed by Atalanta. It was an incredible performance. I absolutely hate them as a team. I'm sorry to any Atalanta fans listening. I totally respect you guys. I just do not. It bothers me. We lost 5-0. We lost 3-0. I'm kind of sick of Atalanta, but I can only congratulate them because that was an incredible performance.
Who isn't sick of Atalanta? I think everyone hates them.
I think it's a good story for Italian football in general.
Story.
Yeah, but go away.
It's a doping promotion. These guys are literally an advertising.
I'd like to say that Radio Sonera and Catenaccio Podcast do not affiliate with the words just spoken by Jonathan Kutzek.
If you want to listen to my preaching words,
Jonathan has a conspiracy theory podcast going on Sundays at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Gasparini special juice. Yeah, come on.
Right.
The biggest problem with them is their attitude.
Look, can I say one thing? I don't want to sound like it was QAnon, guys, but the Danish, when Juve was embroiled in this doping scandal back, I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
The same guy who was their doctor or whatever is now Atalanta's doctor. Bro, you can't write this. Anyway, okay.
Hey, Jonathan has gone full Alex Jones on us. I didn't ever imagine in my life that in the Catenaccio podcast QAnon would be mentioned, but thank you, Jonathan, surprising me every day even more.
I do not affiliate with QAnon. I think that's...
Johnny, I think you need to take a timeout, mate.
It's the most bullshit thing I ever heard, but...
Let's calm down a bit.
Moving on.
Back to Serie A.
next game.
Atalanta Anon. You heard it here first.
Anyway,
no.
if the Milan-Atalanta game, there was an interesting episode at the end, which was very memed on, which is factually true. I announce it now. It's factually true. Duvan Zapata, at the end, there was something suspect in the box, and then Milan was calling for a penalty, and Duvan Zapata looks around and goes, "Oh, what? You guys can't go without a game without a penalty? Well, you won 13th." And Ibra stops, breathes, looks at him, and goes, "Listen, I've had more official goals than you had games in your life. Shut up." And
That
which
is
is actually
classic
true.
Ibra. Classic Ibra.
That is
Classic
just
Ibra.
Ibra has like over 500 goals, and Zapata has like 350 something games, maybe.
I think this is something that probably happens in every Serie A game in the world. It's just that since there's no fans, we can hear it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the nice things. If
I
it's
think
the
Ibra
fact-
probably says that every game to someone. You probably playing Udinese, goes up to Rodrigo Becao and just says you're garbage.
reason. All right, moving on from this very sad thing about Milan Atalanta, and then we're gonna talk in a bit about the derby as well between Milan and Inter that is going to be played tomorrow. But actually, let's just quickly talk about this, like really quickly, and then we'll develop it later. So as we're talking right now, apparently it's a done deal between Atalanta and Sevilla for Papu Gomez. We'll just have a quick fire one right now. Are you sad to see him go? And do you think it's better for Atalanta in terms of like a whole perspective of, I'll ask one by one, you guys. Is it better for the whole, like, the dressing room and maybe for their game as well? Or is it a big loss for them, especially because he's not going for a lot of money? I'll start in this order. Amy, what do you think? Yes or no?
I'm happy he's gone because that makes Atalanta weaker in my eyes. So I can't complain, let's say.
Sorry, I dropped something. In terms of well, I'll ask. Sorry, guys, if I ask Amy number one, but you had Mauro Icardi in your team, which was a bit of a similar situation. He was a really good player on the pitch, but off the pitch, the dressing room, he created a bit of problems. So, do you not see it a bit like that? Where with Mauro Icardi, how did you feel? Did you feel like he should have stayed? He should have gone? How
No,
did you feel
I think
about Papu?
the two situations are very different. Because Icardi, I think my memory has kind of gone. I kind of canceled that part of our history. But I think he faked the injury for, I think, a month or so. Refused to play. Just terrible. Especially he was the captain. Like, terrible behavior from him.
And it was about money, right?
Sorry?
It was about money, right? It was for a new contract?
Yeah.
Or
Because he asked for a contract extension, which, to be honest, it made sense. We were very underpaying him. Also, Lautaro now, I think he earns $3 million a year, which is not that much, considering we give Sanchez 7, Eriksen 7.
Sanchez makes 7 million.
Yes. So I guess it makes, but I think it's two very, very, very different situations.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sanchez was one of the highest paid players in the Premier League, so he wasn't going to lower his contract that much.
Johnny, what do you think about Papu? Yes or no?
I don't know. The thing is, we don't know what's going. None of us really know what's going on behind the scenes. So none of us can really make, how do you say, we can't really analyze the situation.
No.
So I don't really want to comment about
it. This way. What we simply know is this: there's been a destabilizing factor. I don't know who caused it in the dressing room, and a top player basically destabilized the dressing room. A bit there's been a couple situations like that.
Yeah, I think.
Do you think his worth on the pitch is how do you say? Like you can say he's so good that it doesn't matter that he makes problems in the dressing room, or you say, listen, dressing room problems come over your
dressing room problems are always a priority. Like football
always matter.
They're always a priority. And I mean, Atalanta have so many players in this position, right? We have Miranchuk, Malinovsky, Pessina can even play there.
Yeah.
Ilicic, they have so many. Even the guy they got from Chelsea, Pasali can play there, right? Many players can play there. At the end of the day, I think they did the right decision. It sucks to lose him that cheap, but the thing is, every summer they were down to sell him for 15 million euros. So he was always a kind of cheap player.
Yeah, apparently he went for less than 10 this time. Yep.
Yeah, you can't expect more. You can't expect more money when it's such a public situation.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely a shame that Papu is leaving. I always thought he was the heart and soul of Atalanta, but as Amy has said many times, and actually similar to Juric's Hellas Verona, Atalanta is a system. So you can fit in players that work in the system, and they'll still be able to play well as a team.
sorry.
Yeah. No, I'll end there.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say, I know we're 25 minutes in nearly, but apologies if you can't hear me very well, guys. As I said before, if you give me another chance, I promise I'll buy a decent microphone.
Yeah.
But going back to the Papu situation, I think that kind of know how it went. There's been an issue with Gasperini and the team. And so I think that, obviously, I think it's 6 million euros Sevilla will give Atalanta, which is not that much for Papu. But my point is that, given the situation, I think it's okay for Atalanta. The owners, Percassi, chose to stay with Gasperini, and I think that is a very wise choice. And they can do better, and they can move over Papu, even if he has probably been the best Atalanta player. We can argue about this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And lastly, Johnny mentioned that there are other players that can play instead of Papu, like Miranchuk. Ilicic is like simply amazing. But I want to say, did you notice Pessina? Guys, Pessina is playing at the place of Papu Gomez behind Duvan and Ilicic, but he's very good. Like, he does what Papu is doing. And so I think that Atalanta has this, I don't know how to say, this ability to
make things work.
Yeah, exactly.
But we've noticed that, especially with, I think, transfers from Atalanta in the last few years, how so many players play at Atalanta in their exact system and they look amazing, and then they leave and it's just something's just not working. Examples like, careful everybody, check on Emi after I say this, but Gagliardini, who Emi loves.
Well, guys, also, Kessie at the start, when he came to AC Milan, he wasn't this.
Yeah, I think that was because he was out of position. He was playing Mezzala, and so he was just running up and down the field, and he was always tired. Now that he's in a good position, but I totally agree with what Ricky's saying. Atalanta is known for having players that look incredible there, and then when they're in another team, like Andrea Conti, I would say he's one of the perfect examples.
Yeah.
All right, let's move
Castagna's
on.
doing well, isn't he, in Leicester?
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay.
Yeah.
He
Also,
hasn't-
I'm always going to take pride. Atalanta will probably finish off having never won a title because La Lazio Magica beat from the Coppa Italia final. Quanto godo. Gasperini is still mad about that today. Every time he plays against Lazio, he's still pissed off in a press conference because we beat him there. So,
I love how Johnny acts like he had boots on and he was actually on the field.
No, I was, bro. I was screaming. I was sweating like the players on the pitch. You can't imagine.
Oh, this guy kills.
When Correa scored, it was the peak of my life.
It's all Lazio channel, bro. Move on. 15 years ago. Nah, just kidding. To be fair, I'm always happy when Atalanta don't win. All right, moving on to a team which had to show some results and finally did. Fiorentina against Crotone, again with a bit of a scare, but 2-1 win. Vlahovic on the score sheet. Bonaventura finally scoring a really good goal.
Beautiful goal. Beautiful.
Yeah. Fiorentina, I don't know, I didn't see them play that well, but they need to get results to get out of what Amy will show us the table is like. They're in a sticky situation, and then now we just bought Kokorin from Russia. I don't remember which club exactly, but he could be an interesting player. I've got a question for you guys later. I'll go actually, I'll ask it now. All right, Kokorin, just a quick one. Okay, very quick one. A player like Kokorin, who has such a bad background, even if he's good, would you still take him at your team, like on a moral level, it's like a club level? A good player, but with a really crap background. For anyone who doesn't know, Kokorin's been to jail like twice. He's been known for assaulting waiters. He's had drunk videos. He's not a good example. Okay,
he's a playboy, bro.
Yeah, knowing these things, would you sign him for your club? We'll go the other way around. We'll go Ricky first and then the others. Ricky, would you sign a good player even though he has a really bad background?
No. Also because I think I know Juve and the club, how it is, and I don't think they would accept a player which is a bit,
But Juve has enough good players. Like, they don't need, like Lazio, we need good people who are good. We don't care if they were 20 times. Juve is good enough. We take whatever we can. So I take him.
I mean, if this is a joke, but if Bin Laden can give me 30 goals a year, I'm signing that, man.
Last week we had the best quote by me. This one just surpassed it. Last week's quote was, in the name
30
of
goals
God.
a year, I don't care what you're doing off the pitch.
Last week's quote was, in the name of God, and that God has a name, is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I think this one, which was, if Bin Laden could score 30 goals a year, I'd take it.
Sign him up. Give him number 9. I don't care.
All right, I think after this, we can officially move on.
No, but in all seriousness, someone like Kokorin, if he can, if he's going to be a good person in the locker room, and, also, of course, if he acts in a wrong way off the field, then you can always, punish him for that. I don't care about what he's done in the past if it's not too serious, but of course, his behavior during his time at the club definitely matters.
All right, let's move on. Then, Ricky, do you want to talk to us about Juve against Bologna, convincing 2-0 win, and a goal by a player who we still didn't produce Catenaccio at the time, but we did a little prediction, who I said is going to be the signing of the season, McKennie, who right now is very surprising everyone. What do you think, Ricky? Does this do for the performance against Inter?
I want to start by saying that I really, really, really like McKennie. I think he's very good. He's took his chances, and he's also got some good quality. We can say that in a way he took Matuidi's place because he runs around and he's very good in getting back the ball. But I think that he has also more quality, obviously, than Matuidi.
How dare you? How dare you?
His movements, he's very good in the,
He just knows when to be at the right time.
Yeah. And the match, Juve Bologna, let's say, the first goal was pretty lucky. Arthur and I think it was Schouten or Thunberg that basically at the ball and the other way. It was a lucky goal, but until that moment, Juve was creating a lot of chances. Then from the 1-0 until the end of the first half, I couldn't believe it because we were continuing attack to attack. We had numerous chances, Bernardeschi, but also Quadrado. Quadrado was in front of goal at a point and basically shot in the stands. And so I we couldn't make it 2-0. And I know that this year, if you don't make...
Oh,
what's up?
So I think we may have lost Ricky here.
Wait.
But I agree with Sampi. Basically, what he was saying is if you don't score with 2-0, you won't win the game. And especially Juve, who are normally like the best defense, I think they only kept 2 clean sheets this season. The last game and the first one of the year.
Right, Ricky, do you want to go back to what you're saying?
Yeah, John, exactly what you said. We can think about some results that have been disappointing, like Benevento Juve, and Letizia scoring at like the end of the first half, and then we didn't manage to turn around the match. And so I was pretty, let's close this match. We are creating. Then at the start of the second half, Mihailovic did a couple of changes. I think he added Sansone and changed the formation. And at that point, Bologna was playing a bit better. And I think the first 20 minutes of the second half, we couldn't get out of our midfield. Mm-hmm. Then Pirlo here demonstrated a good understanding of the situation. He took off Bernardeschi, put Kulusevski on the left, on the midfield on the left, and added Morata. And Morata started giving more movements of a number 9, a center striker. Yeah. And at that point, then we had the corner that was given to the fact that we started attacking more consistently, and then the magician Harry Potter, Winston McKennie.
His celebration, yeah.
Yeah, he's a big Harry Potter fan. And at that point, I think the match
Speaking of fans, just to tell you how good the Catenaccio podcast and how like real nitty gritty it is. You don't hear Jonathan right now because he's gone into like mention Osama bin Laden, but he's gonna be hiding worse than him because his father just busted into the room, pissed off because he's being too loud. And also, I think I'd be pissed off as well with the bullshit he's been saying for the last.
Oh, relax yourself. Relax yourself.
All right,
I've only been preaching the truth today.
Let's move. Again, I think McKennie, incredible player. I think another player, I think Sampia, I'd like to hear yours on this quickly, but another player that I think makes a lot of difference for Juve in both ways is Quadrado. When Quadrado is on it, he's incredible. When he's not on it, he's crap, as we've seen against Fiorentina. What do you think?
Yeah, and I think this can be shown by also the Supercoppa final. Quadrado was negative from COVID, and they immediately sent him down to Reggio Emilia. Started in the first 11, played 95 minutes of quality, and then we can argue that the match Insigne could have drew, but in the end we won, and Quadrado, after being positive for like 2 weeks, something like that, he played 95 minutes, great quality, and so I think he's fundamental for our team.
All right, you mentioned them briefly, but Napoli, who lost the Super Cup against you guys, and now lost to Verona. Verona, no words to say, incredible team. They're just the best defense in the league, and they surprise us every day even more. They started off really badly this game, because after like 9 seconds, Lozano scored. Juric, the Verona manager, put Di Marco as a centre-back, which is not his position, and really showed at the start, because literally just didn't know how to play the offside, and in the first 9 seconds, they threw a long ball up, he fumbled it, and then Lozano was on goal and scored. But then Verona coming back and really dominating the game as well. Like, it wasn't even a fluky win. The last goal was on a counter-attack after Napoli was attacking a lot, but in some way, Verona really dominated. Amy has a really interesting stat he wants to tell us about Verona against the big teams. Do you want to go for it?
Yeah, basically, Hellas has beat Atalanta, Lazio, Napoli, and Roma. Drew with Juve and Milan. Only lost to us. So perfect start to the season. I think.
Yeah, if Serie A top 8 were a mini tournament, Hellas would be first out of the top 8. They're the team out of the top 8 who's won the most against direct rivals.
Yeah, which is
very
crazy.
impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but they just know how to play against big teams. They don't crumble under the pressure. Except against when it's the mighty Inter, favorites to win the Scudetto.
Especially, I've noticed, like, it's incredible how last year they sold so many we always say this, but they sold so many really good players. But this year, it just looks like they look like they were nearly better than last year. And we're really solid team. Players like Di Marco have appeared in our teams a lot of times. Zaccagni this year, incredible player. Big shout out to Barak. Barak is very underrated, I think. And as a whole, it's a team that just works, man. A bit like Atalanta, it's a system, and it just works. Napoli, on the other hand,
Per disegnare il futuro, devi essere pronto a cambiare prospettiva e trovare nuove forme di energia. Se sei disposto a rompere gli schemi, nessuna meta è irraggiungibile. Nuova Hyundai Tucson Hybrid, All to Better. Tua da €289 al mese con finanziamento Hyundai AI+, TAN 295 TAEG 373. Offerta valida fino al 31 gennaio. Annuncio promozionale. Info e condizioni su Hyundai.it. Salvo approvazione di Santander Consumer Bank.
Yeah, what's up?
Go ahead.
No, what were you saying about Verona? It was about his playstyle.
No, just quickly, like, their playstyle is perfect for big teams because they can defend very, very well. So they just need a goal. Well, here they got 3, but they just need a goal to open up the match, which is the opposite of Roma, I'd say.
And now they're getting a new striker in Lasagna who could be, honestly, he could be really good for them. Because, Kalinic is not the best striker, but they play fast, especially counter-attacking football. On the wings, the players like Lazovic, Di Marco, and then you got up top, you got Zaccagni, who can dribble really well, Barak as well. And up top, having someone like Lasagna, we could see something really interesting here. Could they... Quick fire question, and then we'll move on to the other games because it's a long podcast today. We'll take our time, but we'll move on to the other games quickly. But will Verona make Europa League? Yes or no? Quickly, Amy.
No, I think the top is too good.
Johnny.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're going to make it just like last year.
Luca?
Top 7 is too good. They're not going to make it.
Ricky?
Yeah, I'm gonna say same, because I was looking at some previous results of Verona. We were arguing that they are good against big teams, but like then they lose 1-0 against Bologna. They draw 1-1 against Torino. So not so sure.
I don't know, man. I don't see. Well, speak about them, but Napoli. I don't see Napoli doing that well right now, guys. What do you think about Napoli? I think I don't know. I want to say that they get carried by some players, some games, but that wouldn't be true because a lot of times their game is so focused on the team play doing well. Zielinski is really popping off lately. He's playing well, but I don't know. Some things just don't.
Did you see the rumors?
What's the rumors?
They might fire Gattuso for Benitez, for Rafa.
I think that would be idiotic. I don't think Gattuso.
And let's get back Lavezzi, Cavani. And, let's go back to 2012.
Hey, Reina, let's get the 18 back.
Revive Higuain's career, bro.
Napoli, there's not much to say. I want to see the next game when Napoli plays against Parma.
I don't think Gattuso.
I like Gattuso. I think Gattuso is a good manager.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the team is missing consistency because you see that they play incredible games, beat Fiorentina 6-0, which isn't a massive feat because Fiorentina is not a great team, but still, Napoli does play some games incredibly well, and then the next game they're completely disappointing.
You have the problem that a lot of big teams have this year. We have a finishing problem. Juve also had a few games where they struggled to finish their chances.
Yeah,
and then I think they're missing let's say a big man up top, someone who can carry them in difficult times. I don't think you can really challenge with Petagna up top. As good as he has been this year.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It'll be interesting to see. That's why I want to see the Parma game, because it would be interesting to see if indeed Osman was a problem and Mertens should be back as well. All right, next one was an incredible game if you have sleeping problems. Genoa an absolute beauty of gem of a game. Goal by Destro again, Night of the Living Dead, except the Night of the Living Dead, but they went back to being dead again because it was unbearable. Can't believe I watched it. Yeah, pretty unbearable game. 1-0. Di Francesco should be on the verge of getting sacked, but apparently they still believe in him. I think he's a good manager. I think he just needs to get the ball rolling, but not much to say about Cagliari. We'll see. All right, moving on then to Lazio Sassuolo.
Ballardini, impactful coach.
Yeah, Ballardini. I was thinking before, next to the Panini sticker album, obviously you see the coaches, but we don't update them because it's obviously a physical thing. And I see all these coaches that got sacked, like Gianpaolo. And when I saw Maran next to Genoa, and honestly, I want to send them a request to add a little spot for the next Genoa manager. If they just add two. Because they can put the original one and then the next one. The Ballardini spot. They should just put one just for him. Anyway, Lazio Sassuolo, good game. Milinkovic dominating in the middle. I thought for a second Sassuolo was back with that.
No. Basically, I'll tell you what's happening.
Actually, I was sorry if I can just give a shout out to Enrico Boiani. I think I was watching a Fantasia on Radio Rossonera, and he was talking about how Milinkovic was going to absolutely dominate the midfield. That's exactly what he did. So congrats to him, I guess.
I didn't know this was the Enrico Boiani kiss-ass club. What the hell, bro? Huh?
What do you mean? I'm just...
Yeah.
I don't even know the man.
Incredibly. So
Luca's trying to get an invite to the main show, bro. Look at this guy.
Get promotion.
if no one knows this, but if anybody of you know this, Fantasia is the fantasy football show they have on Radio Rossonera, and they give out tips on who to put every week, and it's incredible because Enrico's tips are always really good. Whilst Emanuele, whose sole job is to basically, he just sends like a voice clip of him giving surprises and clips. He never gets them right. I remember explicitly when he said Cigarino would have played really well and he got a red card. From that moment on, I just needed to listen to him. All right, Johnny, give us we're already at 40 minutes and we haven't gone through the game. So really quick one on that's just
okay. First 6 minutes, we don't play football. I don't know why. Sassuolo scores. After that, Inzaghi pulls out his balls and says, okay, now we're the attacking team. Sassuolo doesn't get another shot on target. I swear, they only had one shot on target, 5 shots in total, I think. We just creamed them. We should have scored a lot more goals, but it is what it is. We had no Luis Alberto. We still sent them to the gulag, so I'm happy.
Nice. Yeah, it was just a solid game. Okay, Parma-Sampdoria. Parma, disappointing. Cornelius, incredibly bad. One of the slowest guys I've ever seen on a pitch. I'll tell you this, though. Okay, Sandaria played well. Good goal by Keita. Good goal by Yoshida. I don't want to say that too out loud because Luca lost because of Yoshida. Fantasy football. You guys can't see his face, but it's very sad. But Parma,
Worst weekend of my life. 3-0 Atalanta, losing both Fantacalcio because of Maya Yoshida. And yeah, it's been a bad weekend.
I'll just add one little thing. Conti played okay. Conti could be back, guys. Especially one thing, a bit like in the Atalanta days, he was getting in the box quite a lot. So that could be interesting. Watch out for that. All right, quickly, Amy, do you want to tell us about changes in the standings very quickly, and then I'll ask you guys about the usual: who's getting Champions League, who's getting Europa, and who's getting relegated.
Firstly, my very, very big surprise was when I was changing the graphics, was not adding 3 points to Milan because I'm so used to just adding 3 automatically. I was weird out when I saw it.
Go away. Wait, who's winter champs? Who's winter champs?
Yeah, I want to congratulate you on being the 2020-2021.
No. I don't want to talk about nothing. I think that they already officially added the 19th Scudetto for Inter, by the way.
Congrats.
Wrong team.
All right. Go on, Amy. Go on, please.
Apart from that, of course, Napoli dropping 3 positions with that loss. They still have the game in hand, so they could jump back up.
Wait, what position are they? Favorite positions?
So not very good from them. The 3 teams below them jumping all 1 position respectively. So now Roma's 3rd, Juve's 4th with a game in hand, and then Atalanta's 5th. Then Lazio with a win, still staying there. They're even on points with Napoli, but Napoli has a better goal difference, so they stay above. Then Hellas gaining 1
Napoli
position.
starts to play against Juve.
Yeah. They have a game in hand, so who knows how the league could change quite a bit. Then Hellas and Sassuolo switching around. Of course, Sassuolo lost, Hellas won, so that's what made that switch. Then there's a bit of a drop to Sampdoria. I think the top 9 is very close, and then you have the 10th lower. So Sampdoria is 10th now. Benevento still surprising, 22 points. Nothing to say there. And then we get to the part of the table where it's very close. So 1 win, 1 draw can really switch it around. So Fiorentina getting 2 positions, now they're 12th. Bologna dropping 1, 13th. Udinese gaining 1 position, swapping with Spezia. Spezia actually dropped 2 positions, so it's Udinese 14th, Spezia 15th. Genoa actually getting out of the relegation zone, so let's see if they can keep that momentum going. Toro as well gaining 1 position. Cagliari just disappointing more and more. Every week when we do the graphics, you just see them drop.
Cagliari is 15th.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Actually crazy.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
All right. Let me ask the question then.
Just final 2, Parma 19th and Crotone 20th.
All right, let's get to the questions. Very important. Who's getting the drop? Let's start from Ricky because he's the newest guy. Who do you reckon is getting the drop? 3 teams.
Who's getting relegated?
Yeah.
Okay. Crotone, I think is going down because against Fiorentina they also lost Junior Messias. I think he got an injury.
Oh, yeah.
So he was very good for them, and I don't see. I mean, I think they're gonna go down. Perhaps also last, but you never know. Parma. Now they brought back D'Aversa, and I think. No, first of all, I didn't understand the choice of Liverani. He made Lecce relegation here. But never mind.
Wait. I personally thought Liverani was an interesting manager. He made Lecce play well. They didn't get results, but they played well at least. I thought that could have been interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd like to call Johnny out because 2 years ago he made a video, I think 2 years ago, about an ideal mercato for Lazio, and he said he wanted Simone Inzaghi fired and Liverani hired. So this is the kind of people we have.
Relax, bro. Liverani is a vecchio cuore laziale.
I'll never forget that.
Liverani is like the sandwich shop version of Gattuso.
Look.
Prove me wrong.
I need to admit something. I wanted to
Right,
get
let's get-
Inzaghi fired so many times, and luckily I'm not Lotito because I was wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, go on.
Let's
Ricky.
get Ricky's last two.
Yeah, and I'm going to finish by saying that we see Torino and Genoa, they changed manager, and it looks like at the moment they are starting to get back up with the pace. Torino with Nicola, I saw a very nice image at the end of the Benevento game with the whole team in a circle, kind of being motivated. I think Torino can make it. Like, it would be quite, with Belotti, I mean, Belotti is a very good player. It would be quite strange to see them go down. Spezia, I like how they play. I think they can make it. They can be like they can actually save themselves. And Cagliari, we have to see.
So wait. Okay, I have a question, man. Who do you think is definitely not gonna get dropped? That is like on the right side of the table. Who's not getting dropped?
Well, obviously, I'm going to start with Fiorentina Benevento because I think Fiorentina, it's going to be. I don't think they're going to get dropped. Benevento, they're playing very good with Inzaghi. And then I don't know, like Torino and Genoa, I think they can make it since they changed manager. Spezia with Italiano, they play quite well. They went the last match to Roma. They were about to draw. And so probably Cagliari.
Very open.
They don't change. Yeah.
All right, what do you guys think quickly? Who do you reckon?
Well, yeah, if actually I can just make kind of a general statement to how I think this has gone much better over the last years. Because I don't remember a season where there were so many teams that, well, not so few teams that you thought were going to get automatically relegated. You know, usually you would have those three that you already knew, maybe it was four, and they were going to fight it out between them. And also on the other side of the table, how there's 7 teams who are really, really good at the top of the table. So yeah, it's nice to finally see such an interesting campionato.
Yeah. So who do you think is getting the drop, Luca? Or do you guys don't have that, by the way?
Well, Crotone is the lock. Then when I look at teams like Cagliari, Torino, Genoa, I just don't see them getting relegated. They're such historic teams and important parts of Serie A, in my opinion. On the other hand, Parma, they haven't been in Serie A for too long now. I think it's been 2-3 years since they've been back. It would be sad since they just got bought, but I think it's possible. And then either Spezia might crumble or like Bologna. I don't like how Bologna is playing.
Johnny and Amy, quickly.
I'm just going to say I do not think Genoa is going to drop because Genoa is like a cockroach. Even in a nuclear disaster, they don't die. These guys always somehow, some way they survive. So I don't think Genoa
our
going
third
down.
quote of the year by Jonathan of the Catenaccio podcast. Genoa is like a cockroach. It always survive. What about you, Amy? Who do you think is going down or who's not?
I think you can lock in Crotone. I think Toro's going to save themselves just because how they switched the manager finally. And they're going back up, I think. I can see Spezia, Genoa, and Parma fighting for that spot. Even Bologna fighting for that. Those 2 other spots.
Yeah, I agree.
All right,
with Amy.
All right, boys, let's move on to the team of the week. As we do every week, we together form a team of the week with the players who have performed the best in this match day. Just to point out that there's a couple players that have featured quite a few times in our teams a week. Some of these are like Di Marco, Hakimi has been there quite often, so it'll be interesting to see if there is a lot of changes this week. What we're going to do is basically you guys can just shout out a name and we'll just figure out whether we want to vote for that guy or not. Okay, goalkeeper. There's I swear Ricky mentioned Musa before with a really good save. But I think
Szczesny.
Yeah,
Szczesny
saved an incredible own goal that was about to be scored by
Quadrado, yeah.
Also, I think because he kept the clean sheet, maybe he should be there.
Yeah.
What do you think? Unanimous?
I agree with Szczesny.
I think we've had Szczesny in there before, right?
I want to see how to spell Szczesny.
Yeah, let's give it to Szczesny, but definitely special
Ruben
mention to Musa. Clean sheet against the Inter.
Yeah, I agree.
Musa got a clean sheet against the best attack of the league.
Yeah,
Musa had 1 save though. All game, only 1 save.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess then Szczesny can get it. Donnarumma.
How the hell do you type his name? Oh my god.
It's in the chat. It's in the chat.
What? Where?
And
Kazgasny. SZCZ. Right, move on, please.
No,
Arda,
ZCZ. Are you good?
You're an absolute disaster, mate.
I'll
Wait,
spell
say it
it for you. SZ
SZ
C Z. And then there we go.
All right, thank you. All right, move on. Center backs. I'm gonna say Maya Yoshida just to spite.
No.
Put him up front.
Everyone saying Maya Yoshida for a goal. Yup.
No, please no. It was such a bad.
I'm sorry for what I'm going to say, but if you want to put him, but I'm sorry for what I'm going to say to all Milan fans, but Cristian Romero.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. Cristiano Ronaldo holding Ibrahimovic an entire game. Incredible. He held him the whole game and scored a beautiful goal as well. Fault by Kalulu, not Lukaku, but at the same time.
Also the assist he got.
Up?
Yeah, that's it for Duvan.
Yeah.
So
right, I'm gonna nominate him
as a defender.
Yeah, I think
I was
so.
gonna say Dimarco for two reasons. I think the first one was because it's hard for him because he was playing out of his position, and the first goal was his fault. So for him to get back into the game, play well, and then also score, I think was really good.
Yeah.
If I can also say a quick disaster class of the week, Chris Smalling had an absolute shocker of the game.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
Him and Paul Lopez should be in our flop 11 if we had one. Incredibly bad. Also, Kalulu probably didn't have that good of a game as well.
Also was terrible.
All right, let's get to the middle. I think we mentioned him before, but I think Milinkovic needs to be there, boys.
Yeah, he's getting in for almost every week. This guy is killing it.
And then another player who's getting it nearly every week, Weston needs to be there.
Weston, yeah.
The next guy that has to be there, I think, has to be Zaccagni. He got a goal and an assist.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pellegrini probably.
Yeah, and then I was about to say Lorenzo Pellegrini needs to get one. Any
special mention? He didn't get on the score sheet or anything, but Freuler looked like Kante against us. Yeah. He was everywhere. It was incredible.
He only got 6.5, man. I got robbed.
Yeah, he deserved more. He was very, very good. All
right. Any other players that you guys would like to mention? I think Bonaventura could be mentioned for his goal, finally getting back into it. Viola scoring for Benevento, showing that he's probably back for good. Anyone else you guys want to mention?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, and then let's move on to the forwards. Okay, first forward that we're going to nominate, I think, has to be one. His name is Josip Ilicic.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad to see that he's back into his playing style and he had a lot of problems, but I'm fine. I'm happy he's back.
Next to Zombie.
Yeah, and then who's our next? I think
Zaza Mayoral.
Yeah, I think Zaza Mayoral need to be there. I can't believe I've ever said this, but
special mention for maybe Destro. Immobile. Immobile didn't have a great game, but he's always there when Lazio needs him.
When he's called up upon.
No, that was. Did you see what Marozic did for that goal?
Yeah. Well, great pass, but also great finish.
Yeah.
Zaza with the 2 goals and the second one to make
he scored 3
What about
the game?
He had an incredible assist.
All right. Well, okay. So our team via Catenaccio Podcast episode 8, Matchday 19, team of the week is the following: in goal, Szczesny; at the back, Di Marco, Yoshida, Romero; in the middle, Pellegrini, McKennie, Milinkovic-Savic, and Zaccagni. Up top, Mayoral, Zaza, and Ilicic. Where could this team get in the league? Probably dead last. It's terrible.
The attack isn't scoring.
The attack isn't scoring. Maybe 1 goal because of Ilicic. The back is quite solid.
The defense is terrible. No, it's not.
The defense gets violated.
The defense would have more goals than the attack, though.
That's so true. All right, and then we're going to move on to our favorite segment of the week, which is the predictions.
Let's skip this. We need to see
this is funny. Before we start, can we all give the panel, please? Can we all give a little round of applause? Actually, I'll explain the rules first, and then we'll do that. All right, as always, each week our hosts and viewers will be invited to predict the coming week's Serie A results. Predictions will be recorded and points will be assigned based on the accuracy. So if you get the exact results in terms of the number of goals as well, you get 3 points. If you get the winner or the general result right, you get 1 point. If you don't get anything right, you get 0 points. I'd like to give a round of applause to Emiliano for scoring a whopping 2 correct results. He only got 2 right, and he got 2 points in total, which is tied with the lowest score ever, which was done by Jonathan and I. So round of applause to Emiliano.
Bravo.
Still ahead of you.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so last week the scoring was the following. Luca got 7 points, and he got 1 correct, exact result with Benevento Torino tying 2-2. Then he got Roma right, he got Juve right, he got Genoa winning, and he got Lazio winning as well. So that's a total of 7 points. I got 6 points right, so I got 6 different games right, but I only got the finished, what the result was going to be, not the exact result. So I got the Benevento win, I got the Roma win, I got the Atalanta win, I got the Fiore win, I got the Juve win, and I got the Lazio win.
Oh, wait, I just noticed you took my job.
Oh shit! Sorry, sorry.
No, actually,
Damn immigrants coming.
Sorry,
in.
now I seem rude, but Johnny got Benevento Torino wrong. He got Roma Spezia partially right. Inter wrong, like all of us. Milan Atalanta, he actually guessed an Atalanta win. Then perfectly guesses Fiorentina, guesses Juve winning. Messed up with Napoli, but then got 2 perfect scores in a row for Genoa Cagliari and Lazio Sassuolo, and then correctly guessed Sampdoria being Parma. Then Amy, who had an absolute shocker of a week, only got Roma Spezia partially correct and Juve Bologna partially correct. Everything else was wrong. So I think that was the worst week anyone has ever. No, Johnny and Ard also once got 2 points.
No, I beat. Well, I equaled my record before.
Yeah, true. Congrats to Johnny, who also gets ties his record of 13 points, which is also the league record, let's say.
Yeah. So right now the standings are what, Luca?
I am first with 63 points. Second is Johnny now with 57. Third is Amy with 51, and Arda at the back with 40.
I'm glad Sampi is joining us today because by pure mathematics, he's going to be new, so he's on 0. So unless he gets every single one right, unless he gets if he gets someone right, he goes to 30. So there's no way. There's no way he can get it in front of me.
Victory.
Bravo! All right, we're going to do this quickly. As always, quick fire. I'm going to go through the games. You guys are going to shout the result at me. I'm going to write them down. And next week, we'll see what we did. All right, the first game is Torino against Fiorentina. Could be an interesting one. Could be a really boring one. Luca, what are we saying?
1-1.
Okay, 1-0 draw. Let's go. The order I'm going to go is Luca, Jonathan, Amy, Sampi, and then I. Is that fine?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm predicting 2-1.
Ooh, okay. What about you, Amy?
Going 1-0 for Toro.
Okay. Sampi?
I'm going to go the other way, 1-2 for Fiore.
Okay. I think Toro's going to win, and I'm in agreement with Jonathan. I think it's going to be 2-1. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. All right, Bologna against Milan. Luca?
I think we'll get back to winning ways, and I think we will win 1-3.
Oh, mate, I was going to say that as well, but I've got a rule where I just don't predict Milan winning. It's just a thing I don't do, but Jonathan, what do you say?
0-2.
I just don't want to be accused of bringing bad luck. Amy?
I'm going 0-3.
0-3. What about you, Sampi? What are you saying?
Yeah, same 0-2, same as Johnny.
I'm going to go for 1-0. It's just to bring good luck. Right. Ale, why are you laughing the league? Oh, I don't know. Prediction. All right, so Sampdoria against Juventus. What are we saying, Luca?
Going to be an interesting game. Sampdoria always does well at home, but I think Juve will still win 0-1.
Okay. What about you, Jonathan?
1-3.
What about you, Amy?
1-2.
I'm going to... sorry, Sampi?
I'm a bit like you.
16-0.
16-0 for Samp.
I thought I actually wrote down the results I was thinking for the next match day, and I also wrote 1-3.
1-3. Well, I'm gonna say 3-2 to Juve, so it's 2-3 for me. Inter against Benevento, historic game. Could be a
You say 0-16 or 0-17?
La Padula against Lukaku. I think it's going to be an absolute striker masterclass. Luca, what's up? I see you smiling. Why? Why is he going so... I think his mic disconnected. What a tit. All right, Johnny, let's move to you.
3-0.
3-0 for Inter Milan. Yep. What about you, Amy?
4-2.
What about you, Sampi?
I can show you. I wrote down the results, but Johnny is copying me. I also wrote 3-0.
I have cameras in your house, buddy.
I wouldn't laugh about it. It's probably true.
Sorry, was having some technical issues over here.
Technical issues. All right, Luke. Yeah, technical issues. Your mom calling you to dinner. Is that technical?
No, I was trying to put some more comfy headphones on, but they weren't working. So,
Luca, what's your score for Inter Benevento?
I want you to
0-17.
I want you.
no, I'm gonna go with. I'll be serious this time. I think it's actually I like Amy's prediction of 4-2. I'll go 5-2.
Interesting. Yeah, I think it's going to be very similar to one of those games like against Crotone where even the small team comes to San Siro and scores a lot. I think it's going to be, again, 2-3. Sorry, 3-2. Jeez.
Actually, Amy, the Andata, the first game, didn't it end 2-5?
5-2, yeah.
Yeah, I think 2-5.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, then my prediction.
2-6. No, 2-6 was Crotone.
Change mine. Put 3-1.
Oh, mate, there's one rule. We don't change stuff here, mate. I know you're a newcomer. Nah, just kidding. All right, let's move on. Spezia Udinese, which was Spezia winning at the first
This
game of the year.
one.
What are you saying, Luca?
Spezia Udinese, a game for the colorblind.
A game for the blind, they might enjoy it more.
I think I'm gonna go for. I actually have no idea. I think I'm gonna go for an Udinese. I'll go for a draw. 1-1. That's a goal.
Hey, I don't want to tell you guys this, but this is just predictions for Catenaccio Podcast. You're not solving something of a United Nations. Everyone's so like, oh God, what am I going to say? Bro, everyone...
You do have to think about the political repercussions this could have. Because,
Jonathan, what's your prediction?
This is so coin flip. I have no clue. I think Udinese should win this 0-1.
Yeah, interesting. What about you, Amy?
Going 2-1. 2-1 for Spezia, just because Udinese, big team small team containing a big team. Next week they'll always lose. So,
what about you, Sampi?
Yep. Also, I have I think a 2-1 for Spezia.
I'm gonna say that Udinese win. I don't know why, but I just feel like they need a win, and I think Spezia, if I'm not wrong, doesn't have Nzola, so I don't see them scoring. So I'm gonna say 0-2 to Udinese. And then big game of the weekend, one of the big games. Atalanta against Lazio. Luca, we'll go with you first. This could be a very high-scoring game, guys.
I think Lazio's actually going to pull it off. 1-3.
Okay. Jonathan?
Luca, you just made me excited. What's going on here, bro?
Bro, to be honest, I only predict Lazio winning because of Johnny's reaction. I love it.
He predicted us to beat Roma as well, I think. He was the only one. You're giving some false hope. Nah, Atalanta, they're going to cream us. They're going to cook us. Like,
Cream.
they're going to turn us into
Like
the kebab.
Just give yourself
the Blue Istanbul, bro. And Muric is going to be the one cutting it, you know. Oh, my God.
Wait, Blue Istanbul, if you're listening.
Oh, my God.
Okay,
We're going to lose 4-1. Oh, we're going to get fucked.
Okay, what about you, Amy? What do you say?
3-2.
Scoring 2 goals, that's generous.
I'm saying 2-0.
Yeah, I'm gonna go along. I think 2-1. I think Atalanta's gonna win, but Lazio's gonna score at least one. I won't do it for this. I'll do it for next. Okay, Crotone against Genoa. What are we saying for the score?
No extra points.
No, the extra point.
I'm going to go 1-2, and Destro scores another brace. The man, the legend. Mattia Destro.
You're not winning anything for it.
No, I'm winning pride.
Life. Jonathan, what do you say?
I'm on the same boat as Luca. 1-2 with my new pupillo Simi continuing a scoring streak. And then, Destro is probably going to score again.
Amy?
0-1.
Sampi?
Also, I 0-1.
I'm going to say the other way around. I'm going to say 1-0 to Crotone. Hey, why do you always get them wrong?
Oh, yeah.
Cagliari against Sassuolo, the Di Francesco special. I know how this is ending. I've gone to the future and I came back, but Luca, tell me what you think.
I think Cagliari is going to win.
Yep. How much?
I think 2-0.
Yep. What about you, Johnny?
Oof, I don't know. Like, I thought Sassuolo was a good team, and then we played against them, and they literally showed nothing. But Cagliari is also like cancer bad, so I'd say 1-2.
1-2. So you think Sassuolo is winning?
Yeah, I mean,
Amy?
or less bad than Cagliari.
Come on, Amy.
1-3.
Okay, what about you, Sampi?
Amy, do you also have active cameras in my house? Because I mean, also for me, but
We all do, buddy. We all do. I
1-3.
loaned them out to people.
Okay, so Sampi said 1-3 as well. I think Cagliari's going to win 2-0. Actually, I'll say 2-1 just to differentiate from Luca. Okay, Napoli against Parma. This could be a big test. What you guys say?
Napoli has to win, and I think it'll be a goal fest 4-1.
Yeah. Then Johnny?
Yeah, I think it's going to be 4-0.
What about you, Amy?
3-1.
Sampi?
3-0.
I think he said 3-0, or do you say?
I think you said 3, yeah.
Did you say 3? Sorry, Sampi.
Sorry.
And then I'm gonna say 5-0. Let's make it interesting. Nah, just kidding. I'm gonna make it 4-1 as well. Actually, 4-0, whatever. All right, this is the bonus round. I make these up as I go. But Roma-Verona, the first time it ended 0-0, but then Verona won like on official rules because Roma didn't register Diawara and let him play.
Yeah.
And so they won 3-0 technically. But I want to know this. I want to know the exact score. And I want to know, as always, I want to know a score. Not a first score, just a score. Okay, so Luca, go for it.
I'm going 2-2, and my pupillo, one of my favorite players, Antonin Barak, scoring.
What about you, Amy?
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-2 as well.
Okay, so 2 from Amy as well.
And
Sorry if I skipped you, Jonathan. Who do you think is going to score?
Don't worry.
Borja Mayoral again.
Nice. What do you say, Jonathan?
This is a hard game. I'm gonna say, hopefully my profit in this happens. 1-2 with that bastard Di Marco.
Di Marco is going to be top scorer of Serie A by this point. Sam?
I'm gonna go 1-1 and say Zaccagni.
Nice. Guys, I'm going to say this, but I think Roma's winning 2-0. And I think I think Fender is going to score. Who's going to score? I'm going to think Spinazzola. Let's make it interesting. I don't know why. I just see it like one of those games. So, all right, we're finally done with our predictions, and that is the end of the episode. So, Catenaccio episode 8, Matchday 19. Thank you to everyone who has listened. Thank you to everyone who's listened to our past episodes. Let's get over the 130 downloads. That'll be a dream if we get to 140. You're going to soon see us on YouTube, so look out for we are on YouTube right now. If you go look up on YouTube the Catenaccio Podcast channel, you'll see our logo. And you can find us. I'll probably comment it under the Spreaker section, and you can see that. We'll soon be back on Twitch, probably next week, so you'll catch us there. We'll try probably to get the audio up as well, but obviously I think the good thing about Catenaccio is the graphics. Not much to say, everyone. Thank you a lot. And before we go, I've got to thank Radio Rossonera for giving us the opportunity to be here and to use their channel. But before we leave officially, we got to thank the panel. As always, let's go first with Emiliano.
Thank you, and see you next week.
With Jonathan.
Thank you, guys. Hopefully, we're back on Twitch. I'm really excited if we
Jonathan
are.
is back next week if he doesn't get A, arrested, B, fired, C, kicked. Luca
Even
Hoffmeister.
look, even if I'm arrested or kicked, I'm still gonna come back, guys. That's how much I love you. So you're not losing me anytime soon.
That is not a promise. That is a threat. Luca, whose mom was calling him for dinner. So, Luca.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening, and we'll see each other next. We'll hear from each other next week.
And then everyone, let's give a round of applause to our newest guest, Riccardo San Pietro. He's here with us as a Juve fan. Incredible. Wow. Not even his parents love him this much. It's incredible. You've been an absolutely amazing, man. We'd love to see you back. And, if we can get this, your signature on a contract, we'll sign you up as the newest member of Catenaccio. We'll talk about it in the next coming days. But it's been a pleasure. Say bye to everyone.
Yeah, sure. Pleasure also for me. Hopefully I can come again and on Twitch. It would be interesting.
Yeah.
Spectre.
That's a good way to
All right. As always, I've been your host for today, Alessandro Doriani. You'll see us on YouTube soon, on Twitch. Go on YouTube and look up the Catenaccio Podcast. But apart from that, this has been all. Thank you for listening and goodbye.